It's summertime, which typically means travel time, and this morning we have South Florida local travel writer Skye Sherman here with us to talk about how to travel on a budget. Skye, thanks for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so we are in the middle of the summer or so, but people might still be trying to have a getaway here in the next couple months. So what are some important tips that we should think about when we're trying to travel on a budget?
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to travel on a budget. One of my favorite ways, or a little bit of a less common tip that people don't always want to hear, is never check a bag. I don't like to spend money on checking a bag. It can be difficult, and you're just lugging bags around, and it's just not a great idea. So I always travel with only a carry-on and a backpack. I save a lot of money on baggage fees that way and never have to worry about my bag being lost or something like that. So it's that's one of my favorite travel tips.
What about when it comes to flights? Do you have any tips on what we should be doing, days of the week we should be booking, how we should be looking for the best flights?
Yeah, there's really no science to it. People love to try and find those deals and what's the perfect day or perfect time to book. And I would say I use a tool on Google, actually, just called Google Flights. I think the website's just flights.google.com. I always search for flights there because they have really just the data and not, trying to sell you something like a third party. Sometimes prices can look lower on third party sites, but once you get through all the fees and everything, it really stacks up. So I use Google Flights, and it also has tools that'll tell you when's the best time to book, if this flight is trending cheaper or more expensive right now, and sometimes it'll say like the best time to book is right now, or we expect prices to raise in a week, things like that. So I've found that tool to be really helpful.
Just a couple weeks ago, my wife and I did a staycation on Delray Beach, and by the end of it, we're like, why do we fly anywhere? So great. Do you have any tips here if we want to just have like a really nice staycation on a budget?
Yeah, honestly, we live in paradise, so it's not hard to find somewhere incredible to go from here. Even within the Palm Beaches, we often have deals and discounts, and especially during summer, like things for hotels and things like that. So anywhere here, I was actually just in Jensen Beach and Hutchinson Island last week on a little family vacation, and it's just like a change of scenery. It's out of my West Palm Beach routine and something different, but still close enough that it's really easy. But also, we're really fortunate to live in an area that has 3 international airports within like an hour drive, depending on traffic, of course. But you can fly direct to almost anywhere, from Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, or Miami. So you can find some great flight deals. Even flying out of Orlando is possible now, thanks to the Bright Line. So, I like to fly direct, or if I'm staying around here, somewhere a short drive away, and just getting out of your, usual city can be really refreshing.
Yeah. Also, obviously when we're traveling, we're going somewhere that we're not familiar with.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips for people when they're trying to find a place to stay or places to eat, that's a little bit more on the inexpensive side in a place where they don't know anything?
Yeah. So what I like to do, actually, when I get to a destination, sometimes when I'm researching before, if you just look on Google Maps, wherever you see the yellow shading, that's kind of where the concentration of things to do and see and eat is, maybe the downtown or just a lot of things to do there. I just kind of search around there, search for what I'm feeling, a coffee shop or a restaurant or something, and you can kind of see the price ranges on there, like the more expensive places versus the cheaper places. And honestly, a lot of times the more authentic experiences are like going to a food truck or going to a little coffee shop or just something, it doesn't have to be pricey, and it's still an incredible experience. And then when I get there, I like to just talk to locals. I mean, they're the experts. They know the best places to go and things to do and see. So
it's true.
I talk to them.
Great stuff, Skye. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.